All right, let's dive into a really incredible book today, Ignited Minds by the one and only APJ Abdul Kalam. And that subtitle says it all, doesn't it? Unleashing the Power Within a Nation. We're going to explore how one person's vision can spark a fire in millions, and it all kicks off with a very simple, very powerful idea.
Dream, dream, dream. This is it. This little poem is basically the heartbeat of the entire book. It's Kalam's formula, and it's as simple as it is profound. He's saying that every single great achievement, every big change, it all starts with something as basic as a dream.
So where did this intense belief in dreams and action come from? Well, you might be surprised to hear that for a man of science, a man of logic, this whole journey, it actually began with a helicopter crash.
Yep, you heard that right. A near-death experience became the totally unexpected spark for the ideas in this book. It was one of those moments that just forces you to reckon with life, with death, and with your purpose.
So just picture this. It's September 30th, 2001. A helicopter with Kalam on board is just seconds away from touching down when the engine just gives out. It hits the ground hard. And yet, in what can only be called a miracle, every single person on board walks away, completely unharmed. You know, an experience like that, it has to change you. It makes you face just how fragile life is. And in the quiet moments after, as he was processing that he'd survived, one single powerful question just took hold of his mind. What should I do? What was this second chance for?
And the answer, incredibly, didn't come from some scientific report or a government briefing. No, it came to him in a super vivid, intense dream. A dream where he found himself talking with 5 of the greatest leaders in all of history.
So in this dream, Kalam is in this moonlit desert, and he's standing there with these 5 absolute giants of history. People he saw as representing the best of what the human mind can be. So let's hear what they had to say.
First up, Emperor Ashoka. This is a guy who basically lived 2 different lives, one as a totally ruthless conqueror and the other as a compassionate leader. His wisdom came from the horrific Kalinga War, which cost hundreds of thousands of lives. So his message about peace, it wasn't just some nice idea. It was a truth he learned the hard way, through incredible suffering.
Next, Caliph Omar shares this message of amazing humility and tolerance. At the very moment of his victory, as he entered Jerusalem, he has this profound realization: all people are equal. It's such a powerful reminder that real leadership is about respecting differences, not trying to force everyone to be the same.
Then you have Einstein, who comes in with this brilliant metaphor. He says modern society is like this massive, beautiful, high-tech ship. I mean, it's got all the power and comfort you could ever want, but it's missing a compass. Without that moral and spiritual direction, it's just drifting, totally lost at sea.
Abraham Lincoln then brings the whole conversation back to our core values. He says, look, real happiness isn't just about money or power. It's about our ethics. He's challenging us, asking why we so often lose sight of our own conscience in the race to get ahead.
And finally, Mahatma Gandhi just wraps it all up perfectly. He brings all these different ideas together with one simple, universal message: whatever we do, whatever we believe, it has to be for the good of all humankind. It's a huge call for us to remember we're all in this together.
So armed with this incredible wisdom from his dream, Kalam woke up and turned his attention back to the real world, to his country, India. And as he traveled around, he started to see a really critical problem. He saw a country with just so much potential, filled with talented people and natural resources, but it was still struggling. And this led him to ask a very sharp, very direct question: where are we making a mistake? What Kalam saw was this massive gap. On one side, you have India's reality: tons of talented people, rich resources, and all this untapped energy. But on the other side, the problem wasn't a lack of stuff. It was an internal thing. An attitude problem, a self-imposed limit on what was possible, this inertia that had just taken hold. And he gave this a name: the mindset of defeat. It's this state where a country gets so obsessed with all the external problems, a global recession, political drama, that it completely misses the real enemy: the paralysis and the lack of belief within its own people.
But Dr. Kalam wasn't the kind of person to just point out a problem and leave it at that. His entire book is basically a blueprint for how to break free from that mindset. It's a call to action, to unleash the massive power that's just sitting there, dormant.
And the mission really came into sharp focus for him when he was talking to a young student, a girl named Snehal Thakur.
He asked a classroom, "Who is our enemy?" And she gave this one perfect answer that everyone immediately knew was right. Our enemy is poverty. That just clarified everything. The fight wasn't against some other country, it was against a condition from within.
So how do you beat an enemy like poverty? Kalam laid out a really clear three-part game plan. Number one, thinking is the capital. Our ideas, our vision, that's our most precious resource. Number two, enterprise is the way. We have to be brave enough to act on those ideas. And number three, hard work is the solution. There are no shortcuts. Simple as that.
And this really gets us to the absolute heart of Ignited Minds. This isn't just a book you read and put back on the shelf. It's a dream that's meant to be shared, a mission you're meant to join.
Kalam finishes with this direct, personal invitation. He's not just telling you about his vision. He's asking every single person reading to make it their own, to share it, and to work to make it a reality. It's a powerful call to stop being a spectator and start being a participant in creating a better future.
You know, in the end, Ignited Minds is about so much more than just one nation. It's messages for everyone. It all started with one man's brush with death, but it ends with a challenge for every single one of us. The real power is always within. So the question this book leaves us with is a big one. What untapped potential will you unleash?